Hello, Adam Levecki here with Greg Quinlan, and Greg has a ministry called Living Free, and he's going to share a little bit about his ministry, his message, and kind of the heartbeat of what he does, and he's a great guy. He's a most wanted guy, and we're going to have a good time, so we're glad you're with us today.
Hello, I'm Greg.
Greg, tell us a little bit about you, your ministry, your message.
Mm-hmm. Well, the ministry is here, located in New Jersey, called Living Free of New Jersey, and we're here for the purpose of helping those who have been trapped in any kind of sexual bondage. My background is that I lived my life as an out and open homosexual for a decade. I was sexually molested at an early age, at 10 years old, after we were looking at Playboys, looking at porn. Of course, what we were looking at back then is prime time tonight, but it was still pretty titillating and tantalizing to little boys. And that was my introduction to sex. And with that became a complete and total mind change. Something I knew deep down was wrong, but I didn't know why. Certainly had a Christian background, loved the Lord, wanted to serve Him, but now I had this thing that was attached to me that was becoming an addiction. It also helped to replace some of the wounds I had emotionally. A very abusive father, dysfunctional family. My dad, when I was 8 years old, told me he hated me. I asked him the question, and so it wasn't a revelation when he gave me the answer. It's like, yeah, I knew that. So then, like I said, at 9 years old, I gave my heart to Jesus Christ. It was the real deal. And then at 10 years old, we were looking at a friend of mine's dad's Playboys, and it was a group of us that were looking at them. And I found out there was more than one dad in the neighborhood that had them. So whoever could get to their dad's Playboys first. So and we were looking at them, and with that introduction, I was introduced to sex with a boy across the street. He's a little older than me, but I look at that now as that it wasn't him, it wasn't me. It's that we were both looking at the same thing. We were both introduced to the same stuff, and so we were responding to the stimuli and what we were putting into our hearts and into our minds. So, like I said, this is so many people now have been introduced to porn, men and women, and pornography has made such an infection in our culture because it does warp the mind.
Even in the church. I mean, the church is full of pornography, and one of the things that's scary is that I believe that pornography is what really opened the door in our culture to begin to embrace pedophilia. Because now they're actually trying to say that pedophilia is a sexual orientation, which is absolutely wicked and ridiculous. And I mean, I have a young child, and it's like, for someone to even think that that's a sexual orientation, I mean, that makes me want to use my Second Amendment rights.
Which they're going to try to take those away too.
What I understand is that it's almost like ecstasy.
Oh yeah,
ecstasy. It's a drug that people take before Jesus. I used to love to take it, in fact. But ecstasy has speed, heroin, and cocaine in it, and it's a mix of the three, and it literally eats holes or pathways in your brain. And from what I understand, pornography and sexual addiction also rewires your brain and has the same effect that a drug does. I find that it's interesting how that's illegal and it eats holes in your brain. And then the whole homosexuality thing, now they're trying to force it upon the society. And it's interesting because in America, sodomy used to be a federal offense.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, and it was an offense in most of the Western world, but now we have taken that away. Some of this really started when the Supreme Court and other courts gave First Amendment free speech rights to pornography. And with that, we have seen a rapid decline in our culture and Western civilization, which was based on the Judeo-Christian ethic. It was truly based on the Word of God. To the sexual aspect and the chemical realities of sex, the dopamine levels, the serotonin levels, which is exactly what ecstasy does, heightens those and then depletes your body of them. There's a downside to it. So you go back for more, which is where the addictive qualities come into this. So